Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving headfirst into, well, a really electrifying vision for the future. It's sparked by this article, One World, One Human Society, from the Gurukul Network.
It's quite something.
Yeah, get ready to maybe broaden your perspective a bit as we explore these immense possibilities of a unified global community.
Absolutely. And this isn't just, pie-in-the-sky thinking. It's presented as a really dynamic call to recognize something fundamental, something incredibly exciting.
Right.
That beneath all the amazing diversity of life on Earth, there's this profound interconnectedness.
Right. We all share this one planet.
We do. And understanding that, really getting it, unlocks a future that's just brimming with potential.
Okay, so let's jump right in.
Yeah.
There's this perspective-shattering idea right at the start.
The view from space.
Exactly. The article talks about astronauts looking back at Earth and seeing, well, no borders at all, just one beautiful swirling blue marble. Isn't that a powerful image to kick things off?
It's more than just powerful. It feels like a fundamental truth staring us right in the face.
Yeah.
That visual reality, it aligns perfectly with the article's core assertion. Every single living being is first and foremost a citizen of this Earth.
A citizen of Earth.
Yeah. And when you really let that sink in, it challenges the very basis of so much conflict we see, doesn't it?
It really does.
All this energy, all this focus on drawing lines on a map, when actually we're all hurtling through space together on this, incredible oasis.
It totally does put it in perspective. And the article then pivots, doesn't it, to the sheer scale of resources, the ones currently poured into defense.
Trillions of dollars, year after year. Now just imagine if even a portion of that could be channeled differently.
Well, think about the sheer acceleration of progress. If those vast resources were directed towards shared global challenges.
Right.
Imagine a concerted, globally funded push for, say, sustainable energy solutions, or the breakthroughs in medical research we could achieve if we focused our collective brain power and resources.
Yeah. It's about shifting from this mindset of preparing for division to actively investing in our shared prosperity, our shared understanding. What kind of incredible advancements do you think could become reality if we, prioritized global well-being like that?
Oh, the possibilities feel almost limitless. It's staggering. Now, shifting gears a bit from current conflicts to future aspirations, the article proposes this bold new direction for our collective spirit.
Yeah, moving beyond the old slogans.
Forget narrow nationalistic slogans. Think bigger, think universal.
Exactly. The article puts forward this incredibly inspiring rallying cry, something like, let us make the entire Earth peaceful and prosperous for all creatures, not just humans.
Wow. That's a big step.
It's a huge leap in our ethical considerations, isn't it? Expanding our circle of care to encompass all life on the planet.
Not just humans.
Not just humans. It moves us away from an us versus them mentality to a truly inclusive we, recognizing our responsibility to the entire web of life.
And it calls on leaders worldwide to embrace this powerful principle of one universal family. It uses this wonderfully relatable analogy.
The joint family analogy, yeah, I like that.
Where despite individual quirks and, differences, there's this underlying sense of belonging and mutual support.
That analogy is so insightful, I think, because in a thriving joint family, everyone understands they're part of something larger than themselves. There's an inherent understanding of shared destiny.
Right.
And the article beautifully argues that no one is inherently an enemy. We're all interconnected threads in the same global tapestry, sharing this planetary home. It fosters a sense of inherent kinship.
This idea of interconnectedness, it naturally extends to the resources our planet provides, according to the article.
Yes, it does.
It firmly states that Earth's resources are the common inheritance of all of humanity. That's quite a foundational principle with huge implications.
It truly is. And the article, importantly, doesn't shy away from highlighting the stark contrast between this ideal and the current reality.
Wealth disparity.
Exactly. Extreme wealth disparity. It points to the staggering collective net worth held by a, relatively small number of individuals. And this prompts a crucial question about the fairness, the sustainability of our current global economic structures.
Absolutely. And the article directly tackles this. It suggests the need for rational limits on excessive material accumulation. And advocates for a more equitable distribution of resources. The focus isn't on deprivation, though, is it?
No, not at all. It's about ensuring a basic standard of dignified living for every single person on Earth.
Right.
Precisely. The emphasis shifts towards empowering everyone, increasing their purchasing power, making sure fundamental needs like food, shelter, healthcare are met universally.
It's about creating a global economic system that, well, prioritizes human flourishing for all, not just a select few.
Think of the stability and the innovation that could be unleashed if everyone had their basic needs met and the opportunity to contribute their unique talents.
This then leads beautifully into the ethos the article champions, a fundamental shift from like a relentless pursuit of personal accumulation
To a life centered on serving and sharing.
Yeah,
It's a profound reorientation of values.
it really is.
And what's truly transformative about this perspective is the deep understanding of interdependence it fosters.
How so?
Well, the article beautifully articulates that the well-being of one is intrinsically linked to the well-being of all. It encourages you, the listener, to consider the far-reaching consequences of our actions and to embrace a mindset of collective upliftment.
Makes you think.
Imagine a world where innovation and effort were primarily driven by a desire to contribute to the greater good.
Okay, so to delve deeper into this interconnectedness, the article introduces these fascinating Sanskrit concepts.
Yeah.
Ota Yoga and Proto Yoga.
Yes, let's unpack those a bit.
Okay, so Ota Yoga, it's described as the unique, individual connection that each and every entity has with the very source of creation.
Like your own personal, unrepeatable thread in the fabric of existence. Your unique signature in the cosmic symphony, perhaps.
I like that.
And the article even brings in this concept of microvita, these subtle entities possessing cosmic intelligence, to illustrate this inherent individuality and connection, even at the most minute levels.
So even the smallest parts have their own unique link to the whole.
That's the idea presented. And this inherent uniqueness, the Ota Yoga, is what gives rise to our incredible diversity.
Right, the variations we see in human cultures, physical appearances, shaped by different environments, even our individual talents and perspectives.
Exactly. This is where that beautiful concept of unity and diversity truly comes alive. It's not about being the same, but celebrating the uniqueness within the whole.
But then there's the other side.
Precisely. Alongside this vibrant tapestry of individual expressions, the article emphasizes proto-yoga, this pervasive, all-encompassing association, that invisible yet unbreakable link that binds us all back to that central source. It's the underlying harmony beneath the surface of our differences.
Okay, I think I get that. Uniqueness and underlying unity.
Yeah. And this raises a powerful question, doesn't it? If this fundamental unity, this proto-yoga, is indeed our underlying reality, how can we consciously cultivate that awareness? How do we bridge the divides that seem so prominent today?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the article proposes that realizing our truest identity lies in recognizing, in identifying with this universal consciousness.
Expanding our sense of self.
Right. Beyond the individual ego, recognizing our shared essence as part of something much, much larger and more profound.
And when we begin to cultivate this deeper sense of universal connection, the article suggests the impulse for conflict, for war, it naturally diminishes. It positions spirituality not as rigid doctrines, remember, but as a practical pathway. A way to strengthen this profound realization of our interconnectedness, our shared humanity. It's about tapping into our innate capacity for empathy, for understanding.
So building on that foundation of unity, the article then highlights the crucial role of rational thinking.
Yes, in minimizing discord.
Yeah.
It emphasizes the importance of upholding the existential rights of all living beings.
Not just our own species again.
Exactly. What's key here is the article's insistence on considering the well-being and interests of all peoples and all creatures.
That's a high bar.
It is. And it underscores the vital roles of things like mutual respect, open communication, constructive dialogue, genuine cooperation, and heartfelt empathy. These are seen as essential pillars for building a truly stable, harmonious global society.
Imagine a world where those principles guided our interactions at every level.
That's the vision and the ultimate aims of this rational, empathetic approach.
Lasting peace and stability.
Yes, leading to the eradication of hunger and poverty, the establishment of genuine liberty for all, and the flourishing of unity and harmony across all life on Earth. It's a truly inspiring vision of a thriving global community.
But, and it's a big but, the article doesn't, wear rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah.
It acknowledges the current realities.
Right. It recognizes we haven't achieved this ideal of one human society yet, not by a long shot. we still see deep divisions, conflicts fueled by perceived differences.
It poignantly describes these divisions, race, color, religion, nationality, and so on, as being created by what it calls a flimsy veil of disparities.
A veil that tragically obscures our fundamental underlying oneness. It really compels you, the listener, to question the validity, the destructive power of these artificial barriers we erect.
And this respect, this consideration, it extends beyond humanity in the article.
It does. It emphasizes the inherent worth and vital life force, what it calls elan vital or prenda dharma of all creatures.
So it proposes creating appropriate habitats tailored to the specific needs of different species.
Yes, recognizing their intrinsic right to thrive. The idea is to foster nurturing environments for all forms of life, allowing every being to evolve to its highest potential.
Which ultimately contributes to the greater harmony, the well-being of the entire interconnected web of existence. It's a really holistic, forward-thinking perspective.
Absolutely. And at the very heart of this vision lies a profound moral imperative to move beyond simply avoiding harm.
And to actively strive to bring joy, bring happiness to others through selfless actions. It's about cultivating a deeply compassionate, altruistic, global consciousness.
Yeah. The article then wisely brings in Albert Einstein.
Oh yeah, what did Einstein say?
He observed that humanity's fate is inextricably linked to its moral development. It powerfully underscores that a stable, thriving global society must be built upon a strong ethical foundation.
Makes sense.
And what's particularly compelling is the framework it offers. Morality is the essential base, consistent intuitional practice as the pathway, and the realization of life divine as the ultimate inspiring goal. It's like a roadmap for our collective ethical and spiritual evolution.
Okay, turning our attention now to technology. The article offers a timely, important caution here.
Yes, it does. It warns against allowing technological innovations to sort of dehumanize us, reducing us to mere consumers, disconnected from our higher potential.
So how should we see ourselves then?
Well, the article's view is insightful. It sees human beings not just as consumers, but as responsible custodians.
Custodians of what?
Of the world's wealth in its broadest sense, material resources, yes, but also intellectual and spiritual capital. It elevates our role to one of stewardship, of care.
And what about AI? Artificial intelligence.
It frames AI as augmented intelligence, a valuable tool to enhance our human capabilities, but, and this is crucial, it firmly reiterates the infinite power of the spirit over mind and matter.
Maintaining a balance.
Exactly. A healthy balance between our technological advancements and our inner wisdom. The article cautions against allowing our minds to become subservient to purely material concerns. That ultimately diminishes our inherent human potential, disconnects us from deeper values.
So what should guide us?
It advocates for universal cosmic spirit, this guiding principle of interconnectedness, higher consciousness to inform our use of technology, to foster harmony across all aspects of our being, material, psychic, spiritual.
This leads to a powerful assertion that civilization and culture must always lead technology.
Yes. Our wisdom, our ethical considerations must steer the direction of our technological progress, not the other way around.
And a critical point for building this peaceful world. The article warns against concentrating economic and political power.
In the hands of self-centered individuals, yes, a dangerous concentration. It emphasizes the urgent need for benevolent leaders.
Leaders guided by high ideals.
High ideals and a genuine commitment to the well-being of all.
The call is clear then. We need strong, selfless, universally minded, rational leaders, imbued with both love and pragmatic intelligence.
Yeah, absolutely. And the article rightly points to the vital role of our educational systems in cultivating these kinds of leaders and responsible global citizens for the future.
So to make this inspiring vision more tangible, the article presents this 5-point plan.
Yes, to address global challenges head-on. The first point focuses on achieving genuine global security.
Oh.
By advocating for international agreements to limit defense spending, eliminate nuclear proliferation, and build robust security pacts that offer protection and foster trust among all nations.
Imagine a world truly free from the looming threat of large-scale conflict.
It's a future where every nation feels secure and can channel its energies towards progress, towards innovation, instead of just defense.
Okay, point 2.
Tackles the critical issue of wealth equity, proposing rational limits on excessive accumulation.
We talked about that.
And strategically redirecting surplus wealth to uplift communities, individuals worldwide, ensuring a basic standard of living for all.
Think of the potential unlocked when everyone's fundamental needs are met.
Exactly. Boosting purchasing power globally wouldn't just create a more just world, it would stimulate economic growth, create new opportunities.
Point 3.
Emphasizes fostering regional economic self-reliance while strategically leveraging global innovations for the benefit of all life.
So strong local economies participating globally.
Kind of. Building sustainable local foundations that also connect to and contribute to global progress, ensuring advancements are shared widely.
Makes sense. Point 4.
Champions the vibrant flourishing of all cultures, nurturing social movements that allow for the free, rich expression of diverse languages, traditions, belief systems.
Creating an environment where every culture is respected, valued, allowed to thrive, enriching the whole human experience.
Precisely. And the final crucial point, number 5.
Conscious.
Yes. The elevation of consciousness. Through things like neo-humanist education, psycho-spiritual practices, cultivating a universal outlook, applying rational thinking, and adopting wisdom-centered lifestyles.
So fostering inner growth, a deeper understanding of our interconnectedness, our place in the cosmos.
That's the essence of it.
Ultimately, the article paints this powerful, deeply hopeful picture of a world finally free from terror in all its forms.
Imagine that, a global society where fear, violence against innocent citizens, they're just relics of the past.
It calls for a strong global consensus, right? A unified commitment.
Zero tolerance towards any act of violence against innocent people. It emphasizes our shared responsibility to create the social, the economic conditions where no one is driven to desperation.
That is a profound and urgent challenge for our generation, for leaders across the globe.
It truly is.
So, as we conclude this deep dive into one world, one human society, the key message that really resonates is this incredibly compelling, optimistic vision for our shared future.
A unified, peaceful, prosperous Earth.
Fundamentally rooted in recognizing our shared humanity, our deep, unbreakable interconnectedness with all life.
It's definitely a progressive, powerfully forward-thinking perspective. It shines a light on the immense potential for a brighter future if we wholeheartedly embrace these core principles.
Unity, selfless service, shared global responsibility.
Yeah, all of that.
And that leaves us with this final thought-provoking question for you, the listener. What is one small yet meaningful step you can take, starting today, to actively contribute to the realization of a more unified, more compassionate world? What does one world, one human society truly mean in the context of your own daily life, your interactions with others? It's definitely something to mull over long after our deep dive concludes.